for Mr. Valle to be called to the stand and
tell me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Good afternoon, Mr. Valle. You're going to need to keep your voice up. You and I have met before.
Yes.
And can you tell us how old you are now?
I'm 20 years old.
Are you in school now?
I'm not.
Are you working now?
I'm not.
Did you complete high school?
Yes.
Where did you complete high school?
I finished online at Foreign High School.
And when did you finish online?
2023.
Where did you go to school for high school before that?
St. Joseph High School in Trumball.
And were you at St. Joseph's High School from the time you were a freshman?
Yes.
Where were you before that?
It's at East Shore Middle.
Is that a public school that you've just described?
Yes.
And the school that you went to for high school, St. Joseph's High School, is that a private school?
Yes.
Prior to going to St. Joseph's High School, had you been in the Milford Public Schools
Yes.
since you were a child? Did you grow up in Milford?
Yes.
Did you grow up anywhere other than Milford?
I lived in Florida for 2 years.
And who lived in your house with you as you were growing up?
My 3 brothers, my dad, and my mother.
And your 3 brothers, what are their names?
Raul, Eric, and Oscar.
Did you say the first one was Raul?
Yes.
You have a brother who's also named Raul.
Yes.
And can you just explain, is that a brother from, is that a half brother or is that a full brother?
Full brother. The name was passed down from my grandfather.
And do you go by a nickname? And what is that nickname?
Tito,
And what does that mean?
like the younger.
Is that like Pablito or Carlito?
Yes.
When you were at St. Joseph's High School, did you have a circle of friends? And who was in that circle of friends?
Close to me, I would say James Albert, Tyler DaSilva. Those were the 2 I was closest with. Everybody else was on the football team, and I was close with them too, but not as close.
That was Tyler DaSilva and somebody named James Albert. When was the last time you saw Mr. Albert?
Yesterday,
And when was the last time that you saw Mr. DaSilva?
here in court.
Did you have a girlfriend while you were at St. Joseph's High School?
Yeah.
And who was that?
Mackenzie Traficante,
And when did you and Ms. Traficante become involved with one another?
my junior year,
And what year was that?
2022.
Was that the 2021-2022 school year? And did you date Ms. Traficante the entire school year?
Say almost, not fully though.
And did you have any hobbies while you were in school?
Really just play sports, football, wrestling, hanging out with friends on the weekends or whenever I had free time.
Were you into fishing or hunting?
Yes.
Which of those, fishing or hunting?
My father.
You're not a hunter. Where would you go fishing?
My father owned a boat. We go into the ocean.
Were you in the practice of carrying a pocket knife?
No, but when we went fishing, it was not safe.
Were you ever trained in how to use a knife?
No.
In May of 2022, where were you living? Same place you're living today? How long have you lived at that home?
About 5 years, 6 years, around 5 to 6 years.
Prior to that, you had still been living in Milford, but just in a different home or somewhere else?
Yeah.
You were in your junior year of high school in May of 2022. Is that what you told us? Had you started applying to any colleges yet?
Yes.
Which colleges?
Currently in Florida.
And you told us you knew a girl named Mackenzie Traficante because she was your girlfriend.
Yes.
And how did you meet Ms. Traficante?
She was a cheerleader and I was on the football team, so I saw her quite often.
And did you take her to the prom that spring?
I did.
Was that your prom or her prom?
Her prom.
Why were you allowed to go?
She was a senior, so it was her prom, and they're allowed to bring anybody they want, pretty much.
And when did that prom take place?
May 13th, 2022.
May 13th, 2022. Did you attend that with any other couples, or was it just you and Ms. Traficante?
Yeah, I attended it with Tyler DaSilva and whoever he went with.
You mentioned knowing a boy named Jack Snyder,
Yes.
and you mentioned going to the prom with him as part of a group.
Yes.
And who was Jack Snyder to you?
Really from a classmate.
Was he part of your close friend group?
I'd say I was really close with 2 people, but I was friendly with everybody.
Had you known Mr. Snyder since coming to St. Joseph's High School?
No.
And you told us that you knew a boy named Tyler DaSilva.
Yes.
Did you meet him when you came to St. Joseph's High School?
No, I knew him before.
And how long had you known Mr. DaSilva?
Since I started playing football in Milford around the age of like 8, I would say.
And in May of 2022, how old were you?
16 years old.
So at that point, you'd known Mr. DaSilva for about 8 years, you think?
Yes.
Would you describe Mr. Snyder as a close friend?
No.
Would you describe Mr. DaSilva as a close friend? What makes him somebody that you would describe as a close friend?
Simply everything. Tyler DaSilva. Every free weekend we spent together. Parties together. Together all the time, pretty much.
Are you still close with Mackenzie Traficante?
No.
When was the last time you saw Ms. Traficante?
In court.
Here?
Yes.
When was the last time that you saw Tyler DaSilva?
Here in court as well.
And when was the last time that you saw Mr. Snyder?
Here in court as well.
When we say the last time, from May 14th of 2022 until here in court, had you seen them at all? When was the last time that you were close with them?
Before this all happened.
So you say before this all happened. When we're talking about This all happened. We're talking about May 14th, 2022, are we not?
Yes.
Do you remember how that day began?
Yes.
How?
It was the night before. Texted my girlfriend and arranged to hang out with her.
That was Mackenzie Traficante?
Yes.
Was there anybody else at home at that time?
My mother and my younger brother.
And did you have any plans with them for that day?
Later at night, yeah, but for the day, no.
And what were they doing that day?
We're leaving to Florida on the same night to go visit my oldest brother and my nephew.
Were you planning at that point to go with Ms. Traficante for the day?
Yes.
And you mentioned that you had texted her. Did you end up making plans with her?
Yes.
And what did you do with Ms. Traficante?
We went to the beach and a little bit of hiking.
When you say you went to the beach, can you tell us where?
Milford
Do you recall what beach that was?
Beach.
I'm sorry?
Gulf Beach.
Gulf Beach. And you say you went hiking as well. Can you tell us where you went hiking?
I don't know, it's like a little trail through the woods and stuff and a little pier.
And what time did you meet up with Ms. Traficante that day?
I want to say early afternoon, but I can't remember the exact time.
How did you come to be with Ms. Traficante? Did she drive to you? Did you drive to her?
I went to pick her up.
Did you have your own car?
Did.
And after going to the beach and hiking, what did you do next?
By that time, it was later in the afternoon, and we went back to my house.
In Milford?
Yes.
And what did you do when you got back to the house?
Chill, relax, nothing special.
Was there anybody else home when you got home?
My mother and my younger brother.
And what were they doing, if anything?
I can't recall.
Did you have any plans for that evening?
At that time, no.
You say at that time, no. Did there later come a time when you did make some plans for that evening?
Yes.
And how did that come to be?
I believe Tyler had texted me about a party that was going on, and he asked me to come with him.
That's Tyler DaSilva. And did you agree to go with him?
Yes.
Did Ms. Traficante go along as well?
Yes.
And how did you end up going to that party? And where was that party?
Shelton, 5 Lazy Brook Road.
And did you know the people that lived at 5 Lazy Brook Road?
At the time, no.
And how did you get to that party?
Jack came and picked me and my girlfriend at the time up.
And when you say Jack, that's Jack Snyder? But you owned your own car?
Yes.
Why was Jack driving this group to this party?
We all liked drinking, and he was mainly the one who would drive us around and stuff.
So it was understood that there would be some underage drinking going on at this party. Did you bring your own alcohol?
I did not.
Did anybody in your party bring alcohol?
Tyler DaSilva.
Were you with him when he got that alcohol?
He got it from his parents. We never stopped to get it.
I couldn't hear the end part.
We never stopped to get it.
You never stopped to get alcohol. Was that fairly standard for his parents to supply the alcohol when you were with him?
Yeah.
Did Mr. Snyder come to pick you up at your home?
Yes.
Was Mr. DaSilva already with him?
Yes.
Was there anybody else in the car?
And at the time, Mackenzie Traficante.
Anybody else other than the four of you?
No.
And did the four of you leave in Jack Snyder's car and go to 5 Lazy Brook?
Yes.
How long did it take to get there?
We're from 15 to 20 minutes.
What was it like in the car on the way there?
Chill, drinking, listening to music.
Loudly?
Yes.
Is that fairly standard as well?
Yeah, always.
Did you bring any alcohol in the car? Did you drink alcohol in the car?
Yes.
Did Tyler DaSilva drink alcohol in the car?
Yes.
Did Jack Snyder drink alcohol in the car?
Yes.
While driving?
Yes.
Did you bring any weapons in the car?
No.
Did you see any weapons in the car?
No.
Did you know if anybody else brought weapons in the car?
No.
You told us it took about 15 to 20 minutes to get to 5 Lazy Brook. What time did you arrive at 5 Lazy Brook?
Around 8 or 9 p.m.
Was it dark already?
Yeah.
Was it dark when you left the house to get there?
About to be.
And what was going on at 5 Lazy Brook when you got there?
Upon getting there, we texted somebody who was already there to come show us the way in, and we walked up and went inside.
When you say we texted somebody, did you text somebody?
No, Tyler DaSilva.
So Tyler DaSilva texted somebody, and did someone come to allow you into the party? Where did they meet you?
In the driveway.
Do you remember who it was?
I believe Will Singewald.
Will Singewald came to let you into the party?
Yes.
And who's Will Singewald?
He was in my grade. We played football together.
Did you see anyone else that you knew at the party?
Yeah, there was a ton of people from my grade, and I pretty much know everybody there.
Was this a party that consisted of St. Joseph's High School students?
Yeah.
Did you see any folks there that were not St. Joseph's High School students?
No.
And what did you do once you were into the party?
Greeted everybody, started talking, conversating.
Do you remember what you were wearing that evening?
Was wearing Old Miss blue t-shirt, black jeans, and slides.
Slides. What do you mean by slides?
Flip-flops, but they were a form of sandals, pretty much.
All right, see if I understand what a slide is. Is this a sandal that has a strap that goes across the top?
Yes.
Just a single strap?
Yes.
And at some point, did you put on a neck pillow?
Yes.
Why did you put on a neck pillow?
At the time, I thought it was funny.
Okay. Were you doing anything in particular when you put on that neck pillow?
Yes, we were playing beer pong.
Okay. And is that a a contact sport?
No.
So the neck pillow didn't have anything to do with game of beer pong?
No.
It was just to be funny?
Yeah.
And at some point, did you also put on a motorcycle helmet? And did you bring that with you?
No.
And where did you find that?
Next to the beer pong table, there was a shelf with a whole bunch of random items.
Okay. And is that where you also found the neck pillow?
Yes.
Put both of those things on?
Yes.
And how long did you have those things on while you were playing this game?
A motorcycle helmet, we were kind of passing it around as like a good luck thing when we were shooting in beer pong. It's off and on.
So you would take it off, you would pass it to whoever else was up to bat, so to speak?
Yes.
And the neck pillow, was that something that you also passed around, or were you the only one wearing that?
No, I was the only one wearing that.
How long were you there at the party just engaged in this behavior you've described?
About an hour and a half.
And after an hour and a half, did there come a time when some people arrived that you were not familiar with?
Yes.
And how did you become aware of these people?
We were by the door. That side of the beer pong table was by the door of the garage, and they came up.
When you say they came up, what did you see?
2 kids arrived and came up to the door.
And what did those 2 kids do?
At first, they just said that they were invited by Austin Leifer.
Objections to what they said. Ask that it be stricken.
Did you know either of those 2 folks?
I did not.
And did it appear to you that other people in the party knew who those 2 people were?
No.
Did it appear to you that Jack Snyder knew who they were?
No.
Where was Jack Snyder at this point?
By the door.
Where was Tyler DaSilva at this point?
By the door.
And did you see Jack Snyder interact with these 2 people who showed up?
First, yes.
What did you see Jack Snyder do at first?
Just conversate.
Did you see Tyler DaSilva interact with these people?
At first, no.
And what was he doing?
We were still playing beer pong.
So you and Tyler DaSilva were playing beer pong and Jack Snyder was interacting with these folks.
Yes.
And did there come a point when that interaction became aggressive between the 2 of them?
Yes.
And did there come a point when Mr. Snyder took a case of beer from one of the 2?
Yes.
And what happened after that?
It moved out into the driveway, and then a fight started.
And when you say it moved out into the driveway and then a fight started, describe for us what people did once the group moved out into the driveway.
I can't really remember who all was around, but I remember Jack and the other kid were close to each other.
And did they square off with one another?
Yes.
Where were you when they squared off with one another?
Off to the side.
Did you put the helmet on in order to go outside?
Objection. Leading.
When you went outside, what were you wearing?
A motorcycle helmet and my regular clothes.
And when you got out to the driveway, were you engaged at all with Mr. Heinz at that point?
No.
Was Mr. Snyder engaged with Mr. Heinz at that point?
No.
But at some point, you've described they started to square off.
Yes.
And what positions did the other people that were there take at that point?
They just started circling, like trying to get a better position on each other. I wasn't really paying attention to anybody else.
And did there come a time when you came into contact with one of them?
Yes.
Who was that?
Ryan Heinz.
And how did you come in contact with Mr. Heinz?
As he was circling, since I didn't have shoes on, he stepped on my foot and I pushed him.
You pushed him?
Yes.
Did you punch him?
No.
After you pushed him, did you continue to attack him?
No.
What did you do?
He tackled Jack and was beating on him while he was on the floor.
I'm sorry?
He was beating on him while he was on the floor.
Who was beating on him while he was on the floor?
He was getting the better of Jack.
Ryan was getting the better of Jack? What happened next?
We went over to break it up. He wasn't getting off at first, so we started pulling him off.
You started pulling him off?
Yes.
Did you take off your helmet?
No.
Did you swing your helmet?
No.
Were you intending to fight Mr. Heinz?
No.
Did you use your helmet in any way to attack Mr. Heinz?
No.
As you were pulling or as you were getting involved with this fight that's going on between Mr. Heinz and Mr. Snyder, what were the other people doing?
There was a couple people watching. Tyler DaSilva was helping me break it up.
And what did you do?
Still was trying to pull him off.
By doing what? What were you doing with your hands? Describe for us what occurred.
I was grabbing him by his waist, trying to pull him off of Jack.
You were grabbing Mr. Heinz by the waist?
Yes.
Were you punching him?
No.
Were you kicking him?
No.
Did anybody else come over to join you?
Other than Tyler DaSilva, no.
Did you see anybody filming this?
At the time, no.
Have you since, as we sat in the courtroom, seen a video of what appears to be the fight at 5 Lazy Brook?
Yes.
And did you see other people come over to join this breaking up of the fight?
Yes.
Did you know any of those other people?
Yes.
Who did you know?
Emily Robinson.
How did you know Emily Robinson?
Just seen her in school a few times. I really didn't know her.
And after the fight was broken up, what happened next?
Miss Leifer came outside.
Who's Miss Leifer?
The mom of Maddie Leifer.
Was she the homeowner?
Yes.
Had you met Miss Leifer before?
No.
And what did Miss Leifer do at that point?
She came up, snatched the beer from Jack that he was holding, and gave it back to the kid and said, "Get out of here."
And what else did she do, if anything?
At that time, she walked over to the garage and was able to see like how many people were actually at her house.
Did you go back to the party?
I did.
Sorry?
I did.
And how long did you remain at the party?
15 to 20 minutes.
And did you come to leave the party at some point? And why did you leave the party?
Miss Leifer had shut it down
How did you leave the party?
with Jack Snyder.
Anybody else?
Tyler DaSilva, my girlfriend at the time. Will Singewald needed a ride, so he came. Same with Keenan and Dimitri.
So there were at that point 7 of you in Mr. Snyder's car. Where were you seated in Mr. Snyder's car?
Behind the driver.
And Mr. Snyder was driving?
Yes.
And who was in the passenger seat?
Tyler DaSilva.
You were seated behind Mr. Snyder.
Yes.
And where was Miss Traficante seated?
So on my left.
Who was beside you and Miss Traficante?
To my right, it was Will Singewald, and then to his right, it was Keenan.
To his right was Keenan.
Yes.
He was against the passenger side rear door.
Yes.
And where was Mr. Arfanis?
In the trunk.
Was there a plan at that point for what to do?
We're still kind of early in the night, so we were looking for another place to go. If there was another party, and where we were going to go next.
At that point, did you have any weapons on you?
No.
Were you planning to go fight anyone?
No.
Did you see anybody else in your group with weapons? What was Jack Snyder doing at this point?
Just driving.
Did you know where he was driving you to?
No.
What was Tyler DaSilva doing at this point?
In the front talking to Jack.
Could you hear what they were saying?
No.
And what was the music like if it was on?
Loud.
And what were you doing at this point?
Just talking to my girlfriend and Will, conversating.
And were you doing any texting at this point on your phone?
No.
Did you have your phone with you?
Yes.
Did other people have their cell phones with them?
Yes.
Could you see anybody on their cell phone at that point?
I saw Jack Snyder on and off his phone while driving.
And where did the car go?
We ended up at Trumball High School.
You say you ended up at Trumball High School. Is that someplace that you'd been before?
Only for football games.
As the car was driving, did you know that you were heading towards Trumball High School?
No.
And what was going on when you arrived at Trumball High School?
There was a couple cars from the party before, and we're also trying to figure out what to do.
And did Jack Snyder stop the car there?
Yes.
Did you see anyone there that you knew?
Yes.
Who?
A car closest to us was a car full of girls, and there was 3 of them that were in my grade.
Do you remember who they were?
I only remember the driver.
And who was that?
Maya Fagan.
I'm sorry?
Maya Fagan.
How did you know Maya Fagan?
She was a friend of mine in the same grade. She was also a cheerleader.
She also was, did she know Ms. Traficante?
Yes.
And did Mr. Snyder park the car?
Yes.
And what did the people in Mr. Snyder's car do?
2 people got out. No, I don't think anybody stayed in the car.
Did you get out of the car?
At one point, yes.
And did Ms. Traficante get out of the car?
Yes.
And what did you do when you got out of the car?
Talked to the car full of girls.
And did you see what the other people were doing?
I saw Jack and Tyler go over to another car, and I can't remember what Dimitri and Keenan were doing.
You saw Jack and Tyler go over to another car?
Yes.
Do you know who was in that other car? Did there come a time when folks got back into Mr. Snyder's car?
Yes.
What led to people getting back into Mr. Snyder's car?
Everybody was getting back in their cars, and I was assuming we had someplace to go now.
You say you were assuming that you had someplace to go. Was there a plan at that point of where to go?
One of the girls in the other car had told me about a
Objection as to what they said.
Without telling us what anybody said, and as you understood it, was there a plan to go somewhere else at that point when you got back into Jack Snyder's car?
another party in Trumball.
Another party in Trumball.
Yes.
And did you at some point become aware of a group chat that was going on?
Yes.
Was this a group chat that you had created?
No.
Were you a part of this group chat?
Yes.
How did you become a part of this group chat?
I got added to it.
You got added to it? How did you know that you had been added to it?
As soon as you're added to a group chat and people are texting in it, you get a notification that pops up.
And did you get a notification? When you got that notification, did you look at your phone?
Yes.
And what was the nature of the texts that were going back and forth on this group chat?
There was a lot of people in it, and they were just talking crap to each other back and forth.
Did you know any of the people that were in that group chat?
Yes.
Who?
A couple of my friends I noticed were in there from my football team. Some kids that weren't even around. We were at farmhouses in different states or stuff like that.
Did you ask Jack Snyder or Tyler DaSilva to add you to the group chat?
No.
Did you ask anyone to add you to the group chat?
No.
And what was the tone of the group chat?
Not positive. It's just people talking shit to each other pretty much.
Did you participate in the group chat after you were added?
Yes.
What was the nature of your participation in the group chat?
Around the same time we were leaving Trumball High School, I texted in it.
Do you recall how many texts you sent?
No.
Do you recall how many texts you received?
No.
This occurred while you were leaving Trumball High School?
Around the same time, yeah.
Did there come a point when you realized that you were not going to another party in Trumball.
Yes.
How did you come to realize that you weren't going to another party in Trumball?
After driving for a little bit, Jack had turned down the music, and I asked him where we were going.
And what did you learn from Jack at that point?
He started.
Objection as to what he said.
As to what Jack said.
I asked what he learned.
You just can't tell us what Jack said. It's what you learned on stage.
What did you learn from Jack about where you were going or where he was driving the car?
We were going to a house in Shelton,
And do you recall what the address of the house in Shelton was?
43 Laurel Glen.
Was that an address that you had seen in the group chat?
Yes.
Was that an address that you were familiar with before having seen it in the group chat?
No.
Had you ever been to 43 Laurel Glen Drive before?
No.
Did you know whose home that was?
No.
Did you remain in the group chat?
No.
When you say no, did you leave the group chat?
Yes.
And how do you leave a group chat?
You click on the top, and then there's a little drop down that you can click leave.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
Why did you leave the group chat?
While they were going back and forth, there was a picture sent into the group chat.
What was that picture?
It was just a group of kids, and upon looking at the picture, I noticed that I recognized a few of the kids that were in the picture.
How did you recognize those kids that were in the picture?
A couple of the kids, I wouldn't say I was friends with, but I had seen them at other parties, drank together, stuff like that.
Do you recognize any of those kids from 5 Lazy Brook?
I don't remember.
Did you understand that those were the same kids that were texting the address of 43 Laurel Glen Drive?
Yes.
Were those kids that you saw in that selfie kids from St. Joe's?
No.
Why did seeing that picture cause you to leave the group chat?
I don't want problems with people I'm like cool with.
Did Mr. Snyder continue to participate in the group chat?
Objection. He says he left, so how would he know?
If you
There's
know.
no foundation.
No, I just don't know. So I'll overrule it if you know.
At the time, I did not know.
Did you know if Mr. DaSilva continued to participate in the group chat?
At the time, I did not know.
What were you doing at this point in the car?
Talking to Will, I think we were drinking. I can't really remember.
Where was Miss Traficante at this point?
Still on my lap.
And did anyone in the car indicate that they knew where Mr. Snyder was driving?
No?
Did Mr. Snyder appear upset to you?
A little bit.
When you say a little bit, what about his appearance indicated to you that he was upset?
At Trumball High School, there was a few people like teasing him for basically losing.
Did Mr. DaSilva appear upset to you in the car?
No.
Did Ms. Traficante appear upset to you in the car?
No.
Did Mr. Singewald, Mr. Fanis, or Mr. Frasick appear upset to you while they were in the car?
No.
Did you notice another car following your car?
No.
And did Mr. Snyder ultimately drive the car somewhere and stop?
Yes.
Did you recognize where that was?
No.
What did you see when the car stopped?
I saw a yard, and then kids started coming up to the car.
When you say you saw a yard, had you ever been to that house before?
No.
Did Mr. Snyder indicate to you that he knew the people that were at this house where you'd stopped?
No.
Did Mr. DaSilva indicate to you that he knew the people at this house where he'd stopped?
I'm going to object at this point. It's leading, and it calls for almost like a hearsay response as to what they indicated to him.
I will overrule it based on the form of the question.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Did you have any indication that Mr. Snyder or Mr. DaSilva knew any of the folks that were at this house?
Definitely not Jack. I think maybe Tyler said something.
You see behind you an exhibit that's up there on the easel.
Yes.
On the easel behind you, Mr. Valley, it states Exhibit 52. Do you see that?
Yes.
And do you recognize that as the address which Mr. Snyder parked his car at?
At the time, you couldn't really see much, so now I'm.
Well, can you put us there? Describe for us what could you see when you arrived there?
I wasn't really looking around. The only thing I saw was kids coming up to the car.
How many kids did you see coming up to the car?
I want to say it was like rows of people. There was about 10, and then at the max, it was probably 30.
And what did these people that you saw do?
At first, I had my window rolled up. I didn't know if I saw anybody I knew. Jack started conversating. Tyler started conversating. And then I saw somebody I recognized.
Who did you recognize?
Ricky Feola.
How did you recognize Ricky Feola?
Drank with him before at parties. Just hung out with him a couple times at parties that we were both invited to.
And these people, did they stay on the driver's side of the vehicle?
No,
Where did they go?
all around the car.
Did they surround the car?
Yes.
Objection. Leading.
Oh,
Did these people go in the front of the car?
Yes.
Did these people go on the passenger side of the car? Did these people go in the rear of the car?
Yes.
Did you feel surrounded by these people?
Yes.
Once these people were on all sides of the car, what did Jack Snyder do, if anything?
I couldn't really hear his conversation. I was having my own conversation. So at that time, nothing.
Where was Ms. Traficante at that point?
Still on my lap.
Did there come a time when she was no longer on your lap?
Only when we got out of the car.
Do you recall her climbing into the trunk area of the vehicle?
No.
Where was Mr. Singewald?
Still to my right,
Where was Mr. Arfanis?
still in the trunk,
And where was Mr. Frasick?
still in the rear passenger.
And the conversation that you've described Mr. Snyder as having, without telling us what he was saying, how would you describe the tone of that conversation he was having?
At first, it was fine, and then it got really aggressive.
What about it was really aggressive?
There was a few kids shouting at him.
Few kids?
Yes.
And what was, you've described Mr. DaSilva as having a conversation. What was the nature of that conversation?
It was also peaceful.
And did it remain peaceful?
Yes.
And you said you were having a conversation.
Yes.
Was that a peaceful conversation?
Yes.
Did that remain peaceful?
Yes.
Did you throw anything outside the window of your car?
No.
Did you see Mr. Snyder throw anything outside the car?
No.
Did you see Mr. DaSilva throw anything outside the car?
No.
Did you see anyone inside your vehicle throw anything outside the car?
No.
Are you certain that people were on all sides of the vehicle?
Yes.
And you've described at least one of these conversations as taking a turn and becoming more aggressive. When you say more aggressive, you described yelling.
Yes.
And could you see the faces of the people that were outside the vehicle?
No.
Could you hear threats?
Not that I can remember.
Could you see people hitting the car?
Yes.
What did that feel like inside the car?
It's weird to describe. I've never been in a situation like that. They were just punching and kicking and hitting the car from everywhere.
On all sides of the vehicle?
Yes.
Could you tell if things were being thrown at the car?
At the time, all I heard was the banging and stuff.
Loud bangs?
Yes.
Did you hear glass shattering?
No.
When you got in the vehicle that evening with Mr. Snyder, did you see a shatter in the windshield?
No.
Did you see Mr. Snyder with any weapons at that point?
No.
Could you see what was in Mr. Snyder's lap?
No.
Did you have a weapon? Did you have anything in your hands?
No.
Could you feel the car begin to rock?
Yes.
And did you see anybody on the rear bumper?
No, I didn't look backwards.
Did you begin to worry?
Yes.
Did you begin to feel unsafe?
I'm going to object. This is leading.
How were you feeling as the car was rocking and the hands were hitting the car and other things were hitting?
Nervous and a bit of panic.
You say a bit of a panic. Had you ever been that panicked before?
No.
Did you feel like you could get out of the car?
Leading.
I'll allow that, but just keep an eye on the leading questions.
Why didn't you feel like you could get out of the car?
Because there was so many people surrounding the car.
Could you see the faces of the other people in your car?
The only face I remember looking at was Tyler.
What did Tyler's face look like?
Pretty scared.
Do you remember what Ms. Trafficante was doing at that point?
No, I don't remember.
Did it seem to you that the situation in the car was calming down?
I'm going to
Debate objection, counsel, but I would have sustained the objection. I'll allow the answer to stand.
Had you ever been in a car before while it was being attacked?
No.
What sorts of things did you worry about as you sat there with the car surrounded and being rocked?
Mainly that they were going to break the windows
Why did you worry that they were going to break the windows?
because they were punching them.
Did you worry that anything else might happen if they broke the windows?
At the time, I was just wondering why Jack wasn't driving.
Could you tell if the car was still on at that point?
Yes, it was.
How did you think it was going to end at that point?
objection. That calls for speculation.
What did you expect was going to happen next?
That they were going to break the windows.
Did you have a plan if they did that?
No.
Anything about the demeanor of the people on the outside of the car leads you to believe that they were going to stop?
I'm going to object. That calls for speculation as well.
I'll overrule it.
No.
And did you see anyone in your car with a weapon at that time?
Objection asked and answered.
At some point, did Jack finally move the car?
Yes.
And where did it go?
Straight.
Did you know where you were?
No.
Had you ever been in that neighborhood before?
No.
And did Jack ever stop the car?
Yes.
Could you see anyone outside the car when Jack stopped the vehicle?
No.
May I approach again, Your Honor? Take this one down from behind you. There's one. When Jack stopped the vehicle, do you have the pointer there with you? Can you use that pointer to show us on State's Exhibit 1 where you remember him stopping the vehicle? Your Honor, can the record reflect that the witness has pointed to the area just before the intersection of Farmhouse Lane and Laurel Glen Drive in front of what has been identified before as 36 Laurel Glen Drive?
So noted on the record. Thank you.
And what did you do when Jack stopped the car?
My girlfriend at the time was crying and asking to get out.
Question is, what did you do when Jack stopped the car?
I got out.
Did it seem safe to get out at that point?
Yes.
Did you see anyone from the house that you had just left at that point?
No.
And where did you go when you got out?
Side of the road.
Can you show us on Exhibit 1 there which side of the road? May the record reflect, Your Honor, that the witness is pointing to the side of the road opposite from what has previously been identified as 36 Laurel Glen Drive.
So noted on the record. Thank you.
Did anyone else get out with you at that point?
Yes.
Who?
Tyler DaSilva and my girlfriend at the time, Mackenzie.
Okay. Did anybody else get out?
No.
And when Mr. DaSilva got out, where did he go?
At first, he was right next to me.
And when Ms. Trafficante got out, where did she go?
She went to the end of the road.
And so, in your recollection, the other occupants of Mr. Snyder's vehicle did not get out of the car?
No.
Where did Mr. Snyder drive the car at that point?
Straight?
Did you see where he went?
No.
Could you see any of the folks from 43 Laurel Glen Drive, the house that you had left?
No.
At some point, did you see any of those folks again?
Yes.
When was that?
When they came running down the road.
What were they doing when you saw them come running down the road?
I believe screaming and just running.
Were they throwing anything?
Yes.
Do you recall what they were throwing?
I believe only one person threw like a water bottle.
Did it hit you?
No.
Did it hit anything?
I believe it hit the car, but I wasn't really looking.
Did you have any interactions with the kids from 43 Laurel Glen Drive?
Yes.
Who do you recall interacting with from 43 Laurel Glen Drive?
Tyler Rich and Ricky Feola.
And when you were interacting with Tyler Rich, what was that interaction like?
At first, he just ran past me and chased the car until it fully drove off. And after that, they all kind of started walking away. He was trying to walk away.
Did you have any one-on-one interactions with Mr. Rich?
Yes.
What happened between you and Mr. Rich?
As he was walking away, he came up to me and sprayed WD-40 in my eye.
Did you do anything to him when he sprayed WD-40 in your eyes?
No.
Had you done anything to him prior to him spraying you in the eyes with WD-40? Did you see the can close enough to be able to identify it as WD-40?
Yes.
What did you do after he sprayed you in the eyes with the WD-40?
I started holding my eye.
Did you attack him?
No.
Did you have a weapon on you at that point?
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
What weapon did you have on you at that point?
I had a knife in my pocket.
Where did you get the knife from?
Before Jack left, he tossed it to me.
Okay, let's back it up a little bit. Before Jack left,
Yes.
when did Jack leave?
When he dropped off me, Mackenzie, and Tyler at the end of the road.
Before the Shelton High kids came?
Yes.
Put us there. Tell me how Mr. Snyder gives you this knife.
Mackenzie exited the vehicle. I got out right behind her, and then Tyler got out from the passenger. Me and Tyler were standing on the side of the road right before Jack's about to drive off. He says,
Objection as to what he says.
You can't tell us what anybody else says. You can tell us what they did.
he tossed the knife.
And what did you do when he tossed the knife?
At first, it hit me and then fell on the floor. I picked it up and said, "What are you giving me a knife for?"
And what did Mr. Snyder do at that point?
He said,
Objection.
Here and I claim it not for the truth of the matter so much as the effect on the listener.
I lay the foundation for that because I'm going to ask the jury to leave just individually. All right, I ask the jury to exit because, as we've often stated before, phrase that we like to use, because it's difficult to unring the bell. So you're claiming this as not being offered for the truth of the matter. I'll see an offer of proof on that outside the presence of the jury.
He's just described what sounds like a surprising, unplanned event, and somebody has just thrown a knife at him. I'm not sure what he's going to tell us Mr. Snyder said to him at that point, but given the circumstances of the situation that he has described, I think it's important in the case where we're talking about what his intent was, in particular what his intent was with this knife, that we've already had other testimony about Mr. Snyder giving to him, and Mr. Snyder's version of what happened in that account. I think it's important to know what the effect was on him when he said this.
I don't know what he said. I know that the question was, why did you give me that? Was what his response was starting with, he said.
Yes, Your Honor.
What would be the effect on the defendant at that point in time?
As far as understanding what he was thinking when Mr. Snyder gave him this, what Mr. Snyder is telling him as far as why he is giving that to him, I think in this situation and under these circumstances, whether or not it's true, whatever Mr. Snyder said to him, what the effect on him was.
Why don't you establish outside the presence of the jury right now what the effect was on the listener, the defendant, from hearing whatever the statement is before I make a decision, and then I'll be heard by the state.
What you've told us that Mr. Snyder gave you told us that you had just been thrown the knife by Mr. Snyder and you asked him, what did you give me this for, right?
yes,
And you were about to tell us what Mr. Snyder's response was, correct?
yes.
What was his response?
He said something along the lines of just in case, and then it sped off.
And what effect did that have on you when he said, just in case?
Confused?
And did that increase your sense of danger with the situation?
I'm going to object to that. He just said he was confused. I don't think that it's even relevant at this point. If he's confused, he should just say, He testified to whatever he's testifying to. And at that point, I felt confused. I don't think the statement of what Mr. Snyder says comes in for effect on listener at this point. And to me, I'm concerned with it really bootstrapping here, because really we want to hear what he says Jack said for its truth. And that's the concern, right? So, Snyder testified. Defense counsel could have asked him what was said, and I believe he may have asked him what was said, and Mr. Snyder actually said no. The defendant asked him for the knife. So now we're getting into this bootstrapping of hearsay statements and trying to guise it under effect on listener. The response is what the response is. Now he felt confused. So to me, it doesn't come in for the effect on listener. That can be elicited without the hearsay response from it.
I have to agree. You can ask him how he was feeling at that point in time to extract from the witness that he felt confused. So the court is having a difficult time understanding the relevance of that particular hearsay statement. Court's going to sustain the objection to the hearsay statement.
Understood.
Thanks for me, Rebecca.
How did you feel when he threw that knife to you?
Confused.
And what did you do with the knife?
Put it in my pocket.
Do you remember which pocket?
My right pocket.
And did you have that knife on you when Mr. Rich sprayed you with the WD-40?
Yes.
Did you at any point go into the bushes along the road there?
No.
You remained on the curb?
Yes.
Could you see where Mr. Snyder drove off to?
I just saw the car take off straight.
Did it go out of your field of vision?
Yeah, right as he sped off, I heard the kids screaming and running down the road. So I turned my attention to that.
And did there come a point in time when Mr. Snyder returned?
Yes.
And what happened when Mr. Snyder returned?
All the kids that ran down had already left, came back, and everybody got out of the car.
Other than the interaction with Mr. Rich, did you have an interaction with any of the other Shelton kids while you were down there on the side of the road?
Yes.
Who else was that?
Ricky Feola.
And what was that interaction like?
He saw Tyler Rich spray me with the WD-40 and he came up to me.
Did he do anything to you?
Just talk to me and I guess make me feel better about the situation.
When the vehicle came back, did Mr. Snyder park the car?
Yes.
Can you show us on Exhibit 1 behind you where he parked the car? To reflect, witness has indicated on Exhibit 1 that Mr. Snyder parked the car in front of what's previously been identified as 36 Laurel Glen Drive.
I'll go ahead and note that for the record. Thank you.
What did Mr. DaSilva do at that point?
Jack started inspecting the car.
And what did you do at that point?
I was still rubbing my eye.
What did the other occupants of the vehicle do at that point?
Mackenzie was still sitting in the same spot she was previously. I can't remember where Keenan and Dimitri were. I believe they were also standing by her.
Were you upset at that point?
Yeah.
What were you upset about?
And I got sprayed with WD-40 for no reason.
Were you angry?
No, more confused on why he did it.
Did you know Tyler Rich prior to that?
Yes.
How did you know Tyler Rich prior to that?
Same as all the other kids I knew from Shelton. Seen him at parties, drank with them before.
But you'd never been to that house before?
No.
Did you know that that was Tyler Rich's house?
No.
Were you still scared at that point?
Yeah.
Were you more scared or more confused?
More confused.
What did you do next?
I walked over to where my girlfriend was sitting.
Where was she sitting?
The same spot at the end of the road on the curb.
And what was her demeanor like?
She was really upset.
Did you at some point go over to inspect the car?
No.
What did you do next?
I asked Mackenzie for a ride home from her sister.
And was her sister present?
No.
And what did you do after you asked her for a ride home with her sister?
I started waiting there.
Where were you waiting?
By my girlfriend and by the car.
Can you point out to us on the exhibit where that was? Had she remained in the same position during the course of these events at the end of the road that you've been describing to us?
Yes.
And what was she doing while she was waiting on the curb? Could you see?
She had her head down, in between her legs, looking at her phone.
And what happened next?
Tyler and Jack started talking about going back.
Where were you at that point?
Close enough to hear them.
How far away?
I want to say 5 feet.
Away from them?
Yes.
And what happened next?
Tyler started saying,
Objection calls for hearsay.
You were telling us what was happening at that point. Okay? Can you tell us what you saw Mr. Snyder do?
talk to Tyler DaSilva,
What was Mr. Snyder's demeanor like when he was talking to Mr. DaSilva?
agreeing with him.
Did he appear excited or upset or calm?
Couldn't really tell.
Mr. DaSilva, what did his demeanor appear like to you?
Confident?
I'm sorry?
Confident?
He appeared confident?
Yeah.
Mr. Valle, I don't mean to be rude, but do you understand the word demeanor?
Yeah.
How did his face appear?
He didn't really seem too worried.
Did Mr. Snyder appear not too worried as well?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point, did they get back into the vehicle?
Yes.
Who got into the vehicle first?
Jack.
And did he get into the driver's side?
Yes.
And did Mr. DaSilva get back into the vehicle?
Yes.
Where did he get into the vehicle?
passenger.
And did you ultimately get back into the vehicle?
Yes.
Why did you get back into that vehicle?
I was asked to by Tyler.
Objection. I would ask that it be stricken.
All right, so the jury, if you wrote that down, please remove it from your notepads. Court is striking the last response. Sorry, he was asked by someone else. Okay, so that does not.
When you got back into that vehicle, what were you thinking?
I trusted my best friend that everything was going to be okay and we were just going to go and make peace.
Did you understand that there was some plan to go and make peace in this situation?
I'm going to object. That's leading.
Sustain.
You've just said that you trusted your friend to make peace.
Yes.
Objection. He did not say that. So I would ask that it be stricken. This is leading.
All right, so I will strike the response, which was yes, sustaining the objection.
You got back into that vehicle last.
Yes.
Where did you get back into that vehicle?
Behind the driver.
Behind the driver?
Yes.
And did you still have the knife on you?
Yes.
Was it open?
No.
Where was it?
Still in my pocket.
Still in your right pocket?
Yes.
Did you have your hand in the pocket?
No.
Were you scared to get back in that car?
A little bit.
Where did you think the car was going to go?
Back down to the house.
Did you think that was a good idea?
At the time, few interactions had already been peaceful here and there, so it didn't seem like the worst idea in the world at the time.
You understood that Ms. Trafficante was not going to be getting back in that car?
Yes.
Did you think it was a good idea to leave her there?
Yes.
Why?
There was other people with her, and her sister was on the way.
Were you upset or angry as you got into that car?
I'm going to object. It's asked and answered.
Been to that location yet, so I'll overrule.
When you got back into that car, were you upset or angry?
No.
Not about your eyes being sprayed with WD-40?
No.
And did Jack Snyder drive the car back to 43 Laurel Glen Drive?
Did.
What was that drive there like?
Nobody said anything?
Was the music on?
No.
Was it a fast drive?
I can't remember.
And did Jack Snyder ultimately stop his car at the same house as before?
Yes.
Did you see any people in the yard?
Yes.
How many?
At first, they were far back in the yard, so I want to say 10.
You say at first they were far back in the yard. Were there any on the curb or near the street? And you could see 10 people in the yard?
About, yeah.
Did you recognize any of those people?
No.
Did they remain where they were?
Yes.
What did Tyler DaSilva do when the car stopped?
He opened his door and got out.
What did Jack Snyder do when the car stopped?
Nothing.
Where did Tyler DaSilva go when he got out of the car?
As soon as he got out, he started walking onto the lawn.
Walking?
Yes.
Not running. Did you stay in the car?
No.
What did you do?
As soon as Tyler got out, I got out.
Why?
It's my friend. I knew a couple people there. I was just going to help ease the situation, I guess.
Where was the knife?
In my pocket.
Did you have your hand on it?
No.
Where did Tyler DaSilva go as you were following him out of the car?
We started walking up the yard.
Use that pointer that you have and show us where you saw the initial 10 kids in the yard.
It's kind of out of the frame.
Out of the frame?
Yeah.
But you could see them from where the car parked?
Yeah.
Where did Jack Snyder park the car? When you got out of the vehicle, was there anything blocking your path to the yard?
I got out from this side, so no.
You got out from the driver's side and walked around the car? So when you got out of the car, did you lose sight of Mr. DaSilva?
For a second or two.
So you came following behind him?
Yeah.
And where did Mr. DaSilva go when he got out of the car?
We started walking.
Can you show us his path of travel?
Got out next to it. There was a car in here, so
And he went onto the grass?
Yes.
And where did he go once he got on the grass, if anywhere?
I met him around this area right here.
Did you get up to where the red bush is? Did you get up to where the black truck is?
No.
Did you get any further than where the tree is in the middle of Exhibit 52?
Yes.
Where did you get up to?
Around.
And so you got just past where the tree is?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
After we were approached by the first person, which was a girl, out of the way, and then we were approached by Tyler Rich and a whole bunch of other people.
And how many people were you approached by that included Tyler Rich?
At first, they were all in front of us. I'd say it was about 30 people spread out in a line almost.
And when you met Mr. DaSilva on the grass as you came around the car, did he indicate to you in any way that he was surprised that you had followed him?
No.
Did he indicate in any way to you that he did not want you to follow him?
No.
You told us that you recognized Tyler Rich as one of the people that had approached you.
Yes.
Did you recognize anyone else?
No.
Did the people, you've described them as being in sort of a line, did they stay in one area?
No.
What did they do?
Shortly after we were both in our own conversations, they started to surround us.
And you say you were both in your own conversations. Do you mean Mr. DaSilva and yourself? How close were you standing to Mr. DaSilva when you were confronted by these other folks?
At first, we were right next to each other.
You say at first. Did there come a time when you got separated? And so who or how many people was Mr. DaSilva engaged with?
At first, we were all talking to the same amount of people. And then after a little while, when I looked to my left, there was a wall of people blocking me from Tyler.
Okay, let's break it down a little bit. You've said at first you could see Mr. DaSilva was talking to the same amount of people as you were.
Yeah.
How many people was Mr. DaSilva talking to?
Directly 10. There was a lot of kids around though.
And was he talking to any one person in particular?
Yes.
Who was that, if you know? Were there other people with Mr. Rich? How close were they standing to Mr. Rich?
Side by side.
He described them as forming a wall.
Yeah.
And how many people were you engaged with at that point?
Before or after they surrounded me?
Let's take it frame by frame. You've described Mr. DaSilva talking with a group of people, and you said you were talking with a number of people as well. At that point, how many people were you engaged with?
I was directly talking to about 4 to 5 people
And how many people, were there people behind them?
right next to them.
Were they shoulder to shoulder?
Yeah.
And where were these people positioned, if you can show us on the exhibit there? And did they stay just in front of you?
No.
What did they do?
They started to surround me
How were you wearing your shirt at this point?
normally
Did you ever at any point pull it up over your head?
No.
Where was the knife at this point?
in my pocket.
Did you have your hands in your pockets?
No.
How were you feeling at this point?
Nervous
Why were you feeling nervous?
because there was a lot of people just surrounding me.
Court's going to go ahead and move towards adjournment for the day, so I'm going to interrupt if you have testimony on